Okay, what's up, everyone? Good to see you guys. Happy Tuesday to all you guys in these YouTube streets. I have a lovely, lovely guest here, too. Dear friend of mine, Trina. You guys know her as Unique Inspirations on YouTube.
Yeah.
And just, good to see you all lovely faces in this chat room, too. And I just want to say hi to all the people in here. Well, hello to Ivana Intuitive. I had an awesome live stream with her on Ron's channel last week, so it was hilarious. It was funny. I mean, she's wonderful too, and she's has a wonderful channel. She did a live stream today too,
Oh,
earlier. I was just watching it not too long ago.
yeah.
And also, speaking of another content creator, there's K Travel Tarot. So, hello, K Travel. Good to see
Okay.
you. I did an interview with her. I think it was a few weeks ago too. I never remember, one on my channel and one on her channel. So it
Okay.
was double whammy. So it was cool. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah, it was a fun time, Ivana, and I love to collab with you again too. You're just fun to be around with. So
Yeah.
yes, good to see you.
You
And hello, Beauty. Good to see you. And just I'm sorry about your arm hurting too, and we'll just send you some love and support there too. Just for anyone who's going through those challenges, also, you know, in for today and this week too. And since happy International Yoga Day and summer solstice to anyone who's listening to this live stream, also, especially for those who are listening to this live and watching the replay too. And oh, Medium Kim, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a minute. So yes, good to see you, Medium Kim. Hopefully you are doing well. I met her before too. She's a lovely lady. She did a awesome aura reading for me too, and it was amazing. You guys want to check her out too. She's awesome. So shout out to you, Medium Kim. And I don't want to hear you guys listen to me talk too. So if Trina,
It's okay, Jay. Do your thing. Do your thing. You're on a
no, this is
roll.
your
So
show,
hello,
Trina. I want to
everybody.
promote your channel. So if you want to share anything when it comes to your channel, what you provide too,
Yeah.
we got the mic like the rock too and the promo,
Yeah.
and you have at it.
So I'm gonna actually take my glasses on and off, guys. I have to have my glasses so I can read the chat because if I don't have the glasses, I can't read the chat. But
Hey,
yes, welcome
Felicia.
everybody who joined us tonight here
Yeah,
with
Felicia.
Jay, her 213. This is y'all know what I'm really excited about this. I'm really glad to be on here with you, Avina. Thank you so much. I think I said your name right. Let me see, Ivana, intuitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. So you guys that don't know me, my name is Trina, and I do have a Facebook page. It's called Unique Inspirations. So basically, what I do is I love to motivate, inspire, empower individuals, and just get people to understand how great you are, what you are worth, and that the world of society don't allow that to deflect who you are. Be committed to who you are and stay true to who you are because once you start being true to who you are, it's so much easier to understand other people and what they value. And just because we don't agree with everything with everybody, let's just learn how to agree to disagree. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's okay. It's okay to agree to disagree, because it's like you have a sibling, you're not going to beat your sister up every day or your brother up every day because they don't like
Unless they
peanut
drive
butter
you
and
crazy,
jelly.
but
You know what I
I know that
mean?
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just say, well, you excuse yourself from their peanut butter and jelly, pretty much. You know what I mean? And so you go on about your way and you find a substitute for that. So that's how I kind of look at it when there's things that are in my life to where I feel like I have to kind of come up to a decision what's going to best benefit me. You know, it's more of doing what you feel is right. As long as you know that you're not putting any harm to you or yourself or anything around you, you are good. Just stay positive. The best thing to do is to stay positive. But anyways, see that's what I'm saying. I go on but anyway, so yeah, so I
Beautiful.
do a lot of motivational, empowering, and then I also do spiritual. So that's what I like to do. I am intuitive. I don't do any readings, but I am very intuitive, which I don't really practice it. But the thing about it is, I love it when it just comes to me. And so, usually, when I'm sitting
Mm.
here with Jay and other people who are readers, it's really good because if I stay in tune, it's so much easy for me to pick up so many of the great things that they get to read to you guys. So, just, be who you are. That's what I'm going to leave it at right now is just be true to you because let me tell y'all something. If
Mm-mm.
somebody tell y'all that y'all can't, this is the one thing that I think one of the things that pulls me in a certain sense or a certain environment is when people say, I can't do it because of this. Why? Why are we limiting ourselves? And I'm talking about things that you're saying, well, I guess I'm not going to get up and wash clothes today. Now, you know, you have no clothes to wear today. You know what I mean? You might be feeling down and depressed and feeling some type of way, but you're like, oh, I gotta wash clothes, but I'm not going to wash clothes today because I'm depressed. Guess what? Get up. Get up. That's the first part, is getting yourself to move. Once you get yourself to move, you're good, because when you woke up, you were blessed to wake up. So at least start your day off hopeful. Be hopeful. You know, if we can at least get to hopeful, guys, we have a whole beautiful journey in front of us. And that's what I love.
Yes,
So
indeed, Trina.
just start with hope. And when you feel like you don't want to move, get up and start moving. Hell, by the time you get ready to sit down, before you sit down, you'll be ready to dance. Okay. So just keep yourself positive. Hey, Ron. But I want
Hey,
to just
Ron, Deb H,
everybody.
Felicia, and every JR, and everyone in the chat
Yes.
room also. Good to see you guys. If I didn't say hi to you guys also, say yes. And Trina, just to really, piggyback what you're saying too, and I'll say piggyback what you're mentioning, you're talking about, and it's just so important to just doing those simple things, and especially in our spiritual journey too, whether you are, religious or not, if you're spiritual, if you believe in just, nature, the Bible, or anything like that too, just to really, how can really just be, be real with ourselves too, just getting up, if you need to do something important, or just how can really just to express ourselves, especially during International Yoga Day. And yoga is more than just, saying, doing a handstand, doing some crazy split. It's nothing like that. It's just all about, connecting your inner world, with your body, your heart, and your mind in unity, and really expressing that. It could be with your breath, it could be with your body too. Just however you do it, even if you, no matter what shape, size, gender, ethnicity, anyone could practice yoga too. And it's just like yoga can be more than just physical. It's really like a lifestyle. It's like, taking a breath in. That's the most powerful thing we can do. And just exhaling the breath out, and just, doing laundry. Like, that's a way of meditation, just to really focus on doing something, being present in the moment. Even if you don't feel like shit, you feel like shit, you don't want to do it. It's like, ugh, laundry or dishes. Because I
Yes.
got a bunch of dishes in there. I was going to do it. I was like,
But you
oh.
know what? I love the fact, like when you said laundry, and that's no joke. Like a lot of people like, oh, I hate doing laundry. I
Right,
love
right.
doing laundry because it gives me, especially like the folding part, like it puts me in a whole different zone. Like it just relaxes me. It gives me a moment to just think, and your mind is on something else. And it's almost like if you go outside for a walk, that's how it is for me, like going outside for a walk and you taking in that natural air, that natural breath, everything is so natural around you, even the things that we have to smell sometimes out there, not because we want to. But one of the one smells that irritates me so much is, have y'all ever been on the road and y'all smell that bad engine? I'm talking about that bad engine
Ooh,
that
I
goes
smelled
so
that
bad
yesterday. I was
to where
coming.
it goes up into your sinuses, where you feel like you got all of a sudden got indigestion.
I
Oh,
know.
everything
I
just start
know.
burning from the inside. But anyways, I meant neither here nor there. Yeah, I think laundry for me is very, very soothing, very soothing.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's just like, like Ron said before too, all good shit, but not the fumes
Yes,
too, but
yes.
just like, being in nature, smelling like the flowers, could be from lavender to peppermints, and it's just like, I was like with the car smell, I was coming back home. I was going to the store, and I smelled that kind of bad fumes too. It's kind of like someone needs to change their oil or something like that too. It's like, damn. It's like, God damn. It's like makes your face squinch and makes you, I was like, oh, you got to roll the window down and stuff too. It's like, I
Yeah,
totally get that. And
yeah,
it's just like, it's like how you express about laundry, is really powerful. And Ivana says, yes, when I cut the grass, I do laundry or vacuum. I often get messages. And yeah, since your mind is busy. Yeah, totally, Ivana. I totally relate to you on that too. So yes, powerful.
Ivana, are you a perfectionist? Are you a
Hey,
perfectionist,
I'm
Ivana?
OCD like my mother, so God bless
Yeah,
you.
and let me tell
You like
you
it too.
something because I have extreme OCD, and it's funny. The reason I asked her that is because usually people that are extreme OCD, we tend to find things inside the home of like cleaning and cooking and sewing and stitching, like anything to organize and put things together. Yes, she says she loves to clean. I love
Please
to
be
clean
quiet. I raise my hand too.
Yes. And so I get it. I get it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like with my OCD, it's like I feel better cleaning something than like actually writing down in a journal. Like it's weird, but yeah, definitely.
Mm. And it's just like doing laundry is so kind of like a meditative art. It's like it's like if you're OCD, like with like me and Trina, like my mom, God bless her soul too. We like things in a certain way. You know, make sure everything is in order, we don't lose it, and it's just right too. And I fold my laundry like a madman. Like even now, I still fold my clothes, my underwear, my socks.
Yes.
My even my games are alphabetical order, and it's so
Oh
crazy. My
my goodness.
OCD goes in the way like my hashtags are in ABC order. That's nuts. Every time I post on Instagram or Facebook, my hashtags are in ABC order. I kid you not. It's just like it's I'm a madman sometimes,
Well, I
but
haven't
I'm
gotten
just
that
like
far, Jay. I don't have any movies to collect because I'm not a movie collector. But please
right.
tell me, like in your closet, because you know what? In my closet, I do have it to where it's shorts, pants, long shirts, short shirts, tanks. Like you have everything like categorized like next to each other, right? And some people are so bad that they even put it in colors. I'm not that bad to where I gotta have them in all the greens here, all the blue. No, it's just
I
like
think I'm doing the
whatever I grab
comparison thing
first,
here.
that's what I'm gonna
I
grab. But
like
it's
to
all
coordinate, like
organized.
the great John Witherspoon, God rest his soul too. I like to coordinate in every outfit. Like even now, I'm wearing all black, and so it's like if I wear blue, I'll wear all blue mixed with black and red, whatever color that fits it best. And my OCD is off the freaking charts. It's like a Super Saiyan step in
Uh,
levels, but it's untamable. It's like in a way I don't force it on people. It's just me, my own taste, and
yeah,
I accept people for who they are. If they're like my dad is like he's clean, but my dad's like a total mess, and that's like drove my mom crazy sometimes because it's like, oh, like if like my dad loses his keys, he'll look everywhere for it. My mom always has something to just put something in there. It's like we have a key thing where we put all the keys in there, so wherever we drive each car, you put it in there so you won't lose it and it won't be scattered around the house. And that's a genius move on my mom's part. But just like
yes,
you don't lose any keys. 'Cause, when you want to go out, you want to go on a date or go to work or go grocery shopping, you don't want to lose your keys looking everywhere in the house or a car too. So I think I'm gonna do that for the phones too. Just like if you don't lose your phone and all that too. But
you know
that's
what? I was too lazy, and I don't have no shame, Jay. I have no shame, and for the guys you guys that's on here know I have no shame. But let me tell y'all what I do for my keys. So I've always wanted to invest in one of those key hook things, like what you put them next to the door, and it has its little things. Not me. You know what I did? I took thumbtacks. I got 2 thumbtacks up there, and as soon as I walk out in the door, I just hang my keys on the thumbtack. A thumbtack, Jay. It ain't even
a thumbs.
decorated.
Yeah, I'm not judging a thumbtack. I think I probably did that in
Thumbtack.
my ways too.
But you know what? It does its work. It does its job. It holds the keys up, and I didn't have to go spend all this money on a key holder. But I'm gonna eventually get one. But I'm not doing that until like sometime down the road. But in
Mm,
the meantime, just keep the keys dangling there.
yeah, I get you. And K travel is on the same boat too, categories and colors. And it's also for her too, because it's easier to help find clothes too. So I get that K travel. And it's just like, and I'll just confess too, because I'm an honest man, this with my OCD kind of habits. It's like the alphabetical order games, even my PS2, PS3 games are, you know, oldest to new alphabetical order to my it's crazy.
Oh
But in
wow.
a ways, it's just like, comes with spirituality. I'm just really being raw and honest about it too, just because it's like, even like with now too, with everything that's going on, it's always important for us to really honor where we're at,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to our spiritual journey. If you are just in a way you like to express your spirituality, just when it comes to creativity, when it comes to doing things around the house, could be with dance, could be with nature, It could be with yoga, for anything too. Even if you just like to read a Bible, or just, reading the scriptures without having to force it down on certain people too. It's just, that's
Right.
beautiful too. It's like spirituality comes in so many forms. Even if it just like it comes in cards too. I just, have my cards here too. And I see people who want a card too, so I'll definitely pull one for you guys too. And it's just like, I have my three, major cards too. And one of them is the Rebel cards too. So if you get some spiritual, funny messages as well.
Yes, I like those Rebel cards. I like, sometimes I like shy away from those Rebel cards because I'd be like, I don't want him pulling a Rebel card on me because today I probably don't
It's not the right day.
going to tell me
I feel
today.
you. Yeah, I respect that. I ask people if, like, because I have cards that are, kind of spicy for relationships and sexuality, and it's like very tantric like, but it's very shareable. I was like, I asked him, you want me to pull cards for you or not? I always ask for consent, so I just want to pull right away. So if they say yes, I'll go for it. If they say no, it's like, okay, I respect that. So yeah. And hello, Shelby. Good to see you, my friend. And she says, my husband is OCD and both our children, they call me. What? They called you abnormal, Shelby.
It's okay. It's okay to be abnormal.
Yay. That's, much love to you, Shelby. I mean, hey, more power to you guys. And I'm not judging too. So, and Beauty says, I miss cleaning and organizing. Yeah, it's very satisfying, Lise. And it's just like how you can really just organize things where you can just not lose anything. Or just, when it comes to just, making sure you have everything on just a physical aspect too.
Yeah.
And just like, with spirituality, Trina, if you want to share more about that, because on your channel, when I listen to you talk about the most powerful things ever when it comes to spirituality, and it's just amazing too. If you guys haven't checked out her channel too, feel free. You get the raw, honest truth with spirituality. She tells it like,
yeah. So, like Jay said, like I do talk about, or feel that spiritual and talk about the spiritual growth because, and I'm not a recruiter. I'm going to tell y'all when it comes to spirituality and believe in God and all that kind of stuff, I do. However, don't give me a whole bunch of questions because I'm probably like a CD student. Okay. I'm a CD student when it comes to Christianity. And that's just being honest. But I know enough. I know the basics. I know what I need to know, the most important things. And as time goes, I am still growing. I can't sit there and learn about, there's too many names. This person forgot this person, and this person forgot this person, and this. It's too many names. That's why I was never good in history. I was never good in history because it was like you start out with this one person, right? And then their son, they had kids. And then the next thing you know, their grandkids come along, and then after a minute, you start getting lost on who the hell is who. Like, I'm serious.
Trina, can I confess something?
Just give me the message. And I'm not trying to say this to be, it's just keeping it real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Being spiritual is not as hard as what we think it is. It's not something hard, I believe, to follow. The thing about it is, I think where we kind of get lost.
Oh, you're looking at the chat?
I was trying to look down at somebody said something, but let me see.
Hey, Keith, Batman, Geeky Billy, and this is Trina, Unique Inspiration.
That Kaylee's. Yeah, don't ask me nothing. Don't ask me nothing about what's going on in there. If I don't look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If I'm not sharing it with you, I might not know. Okay, if I'm not sharing, you can ask me, and I'm gonna be a very straight up person and say, "Hey, Gertrude, how are you?"
Yeah, she's awesome. I met her.
I don't have my glasses on. But yeah, I'm just being honest with y'all. Like, I am a CD student. I don't recruit. I want everybody to find God, but I don't recruit because I am still learning on my own. But on my channel, I love to inspire. I love to, like I said, inspire, empower, motivate, because I want all of us to be on the right track, right? Mm-hmm. However, because we are not perfect people, which I love that. I don't know about y'all. I don't know if we might be OCD, but I love the fact that I'm not perfect. And the reason that I love the fact that I'm not perfect is because I want to make mistakes. Because if I don't know those mistakes, or I don't see somebody else make the mistake, how am I going to know? Think about it like this. You have somebody walking down the street. There's you walking and there's some people ahead of you. And then the next thing you know, it's like, damn, they fell into that hole. Did you see them fall into that hole? So then you just right now visualize these people walking down the street and they fell in the hole. So what does that tell you? That right there tells you when you're walking down the street, you might want to be a little bit cautious because it's a possibility that you can fall in that hole, right? So if we don't see mistakes or we don't make the mistakes, we're not going to know it. You know what I mean? So if you don't go to school and we don't find out what 2 + 2 is, then we go, you're not going to know. You can't know better until you learn better, right? That's how I used to think of it. And I remember my grandmother used to say that you don't know better until you do better. Okay. And it's just amazing how that makes so much sense. So anyways, so not being a perfect person, y'all, people, when you tell people that you're spiritual, a lot of people will kind of look at you and be like, well, are you Christian? Are you Catholic? I am religious. I believe in God. I'm not going through the whole Christian and Catholic and Baptist because guess what? What are you believing in? You believe in that there's a God, the same person, a God. So if you don't want to be caught up in one of those religious things, then let people know that you are what? Religious. That you believe in God. You don't, that's how I look at it. But at the end of the day, I love it that we're not perfect. I love the fact that we can learn from our mistakes.
Trina.
I love the fact that we can be the people that we are and that our debt is already paid. You know what I mean? I'm not saying go and continue to make these huge mistakes and just do shit just out of spite, just to do it. I'm not saying that. But be proud of who you are and the things that you have to work on them. And you don't have to tell the whole world that you're working on it. Work on it in silence. And guess what? When you wake up and start stepping out, people go say, damn, what happened to her? Well, you started doing things a little bit different, and it's okay. Like me personally, like I did not even curse until I was like into my 20s. And it was so funny because the first time my sister heard me cuss, she was like, what? Like you said a cuss word? But let me tell y'all something too about my channel. My channel is a lot deeper than inspiring people. I think it's more of me having that background of knowing how it feels when you cannot be yourself. When you cannot be yourself, that's one of the most uncomfortable feelings you can ever encounter. Like,
I just want to add something to that, Trina, too. Yeah. And it's just like, Beauty says too, it's, people who are honest, who like to make mistakes. And I like to do that too. And it's just like, at first when I was little, I was like, I don't want to make mistakes. But down the road too, I made a lot of mistakes, learned from bad behaviors, and it led me to the person who I am today. And it's just like, it's beautiful to really honor where we're at, be honest with ourselves too, in our spiritual journey too. Is really important too, because we're human, we'll make mistakes, and that's beautiful. And just really trying our best to learn from our mistakes to really evolve as human beings is really so an important thing to do also. And just like also I want to mention to you, Gertrude, I put the chat with a 1 minute delay so I won't miss any questions too. Sorry if you had to reboot and everything like that too. So I want to mention that to you also, since you're new to my channel. And it's also nice to meet you too from meeting you on Ron's live stream last week. It was really good to meet your acquaintance too. And it's just like, what Trina was talking about was really important. And also, what Keith says too, I am human, and that's the answer they get from me too. So yeah, just really honor where you're at. Thank you, Batman, Geek Hillbilly. So shout out to you, and also to Gertrude and Deb H and people who are just dropping some gems too when it comes to spirituality. It's really beautiful. And yeah, Shelby, I totally understand that when it comes to religion, because because I'm not religious. I used to be. I grew up in a very Christian home too. My uncle's a pastor on my dad's side, and so on and so forth. And it's just like, I never disrespect anyone who believes in the Bible. My best friend, of 20 something years is still a Christian, and I love him to death as a brother. And I'm like the opposite. I'm the spiritual, going to nature, love technology, using CBD, all kind of stuff, yoga too. And it's just
But
like,
it's
I honor
okay.
people where they're at, you know?
Think of it like this, Jay. Like we
Yeah.
are spiritual people. And I love the fact somebody put in here, and I'm fixing to go to it right now. Where is it? Shelby, I love the fact when she says religion is a form of control, spirituality is not. And you know what? I'm gonna agree with you on that. Okay. And the reason that I'm gonna agree with you on that is because religion has so many pros and cons. They got so many do's and don'ts and wrongs and rights. Well, hell, we all know what's wrong, and we should know what's right, and we should know what's wrong. However, when you tell someone that that you are spiritual or you just believe in God, and I love that answer too. If somebody asks you, yeah, I'm human. I'm human. I believe in God. I'm human. All those are great to me, great answers. Because when you go around and you tell people, "Oh, I'm religious," to me personally, and I'm not even knocking that because I was a religious person. You know what I mean? I was considered to be religious, but I had to get out of that and say, "No, I'm a spiritual person." Because for one, I sin. Two, I'm not going to do everything by the big book. I'm just not going to. I don't judge people, so for me, I have to be, I'm open. And so there's so many things that's in that Bible that says things that are not and things that should and all this other kind of stuff. But who are we to judge here? Whatever they did, because everything that they did in the New and the Old Testament, that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing. And it's funny because back in the Old Testament, in fact, I had this conversation with somebody else. And if I'm wrong, so y'all let me know I'm wrong, because I don't mind being told the right information. Positive criticism will get you a long way. Okay. But what I was telling someone a while back was, in the Old Testament, it was actually because we were talking about this month being Pride Month. So
Happy Pride.
In the Bible, they did that. And in the Old Testament, they were killed for doing that. Think about it. In the Old Testament, you were killed off for doing any sin that you had no business doing, right? You get to the New Testament, because now we have Jesus involved and all our debt has been paid. They talk about the things that they did in the Old Testament. They brought it to the New Testament. But when you really think about it and you break it down, guess what's happening? Over here, they were dying. Over here, guess what? They were being spared. And so when you think about it, yeah, they might have people, men with men, women with women in the Old Testament, but they have it in the New Testament. But guess what? They're not being killed because what? Our debt has already been paid. I'm not judging nothing for nobody, because their debt has been paid. So why do we judge? We don't have the place to judge. And that's where I really found out that I cannot be this religious person. I believe in God, I'm spiritual, but I cannot sit here to say I'm religious. But because I don't put judgment on nobody. If somebody likes to cuss, if people like to be with the same, gender, if people like to go kill, I love people for who they are. I look at people for their good and not their bad. And I think we focus too much on people's bad than we do good. And when we do see someone's bad, instead of helping them, we talk about them. Does that make sense? Instead of saying, hey, you know what? If y'all know that she don't have any money to get the best toilet paper, then why don't y'all just give her more money so she can get the toilet paper that you like, since you're at her house every day? Does that make sense? So instead of talking about someone or their issues or their concerns, then what we need to do really is just, help them instead of talk about them.
Yeah. And just, and Gertrude, I know you mentioned that you grew up Catholic also, along with Beauty too. And it's just like, Lori Sue, also, you're just dropping some gems too. I want to, highlight something with this too, Lori Sue. Just want to, talk to you about, because of spirituality. And there's some stuff I agree with you and some I don't. And there's nothing against you too, Lori Sue. And I love you to death. And it's just like, when it comes to spirituality, it comes in many forms. And it's just like, whether you use tarot cards or if you're into oracle cards, if you're into yoga, if you're into tantra, anything like that too. And it's just like, spirituality is like a way of life, how we view things in our reality, from the trees to the people that's connected to the animals, so on and so forth. It's really deep, when it comes to that. And just how you just really express that, not only with your voice, but also with your body too. It's really important, and it's just to really honor that, honor where you're at too. And especially when it comes to like, mindfulness too, just really honor where you're at too when it comes to that as well. It could go in so many forms too. So I get what you're saying there too, because spirituality is used in that term a lot too, especially in nowadays too, with the spiritual bypassing and so on and so forth. And that term's been used, heard that a lot too. And it's just like, to really just doing that shadow work. And that's something that we could all should do too when it comes to, if you're doing things that harming us too, or harming other people that we don't really recognize, or we do recognize, it's really important to do on a regular basis, because those kind of little things that we can do just to change that around for the better, not only especially for us in ourselves too, can really just be powerful. And I'm a total testament to that too, because I did some stuff that I realized that I was hurting someone too. It's not, even though my intention was to not hurt someone. And it's just like, you know what, I need to do some damn shadow work, just really work on that. And it's just like, that's the most powerful thing you can do too. And just like being real and honest with yourself, and not bashing anyone too. And it's just in a way of just spiritually growing, just honor where you're at too, even if people don't understand it. That's them. And we should really honor their journey too, especially in this lifetime, because in this life too, we're all learning things, and we're all in our different paths. And it's always good to really just respect where people are and just honor where they're at too. So hopefully that was helpful, Lori. So shout out to you and good to see you also. And same goes to
Yes,
all of us.
Lori. Thank you so much for sharing that, Lori. And for anybody else that are putting these comments in this chat, you do not understand. Jay and I appreciate it so much. And this is what it's about, guys. This is, just because some of us might have different values and different opinions, it doesn't mean that, we're the worst people in the world because you have a different value, a different opinion, or whatever, however you were raised, but that doesn't define who you are as an individual person, and how you were created to be. And it's okay. Geek says a geek says, I'm a hillbilly. It's okay if that's what you want to do. It's okay if you're a hillbilly.
Okay. Hey, I
from Kentucky. But you
man.
know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
You still loved. And there's something very special about you, I am sure of. I am sure there's something very special about you. So it's okay. I'm loud and country. So it's okay. But that's the good thing about it, Geek. If you say like, hey, I'm hillbilly and I'm saying I'm country, they don't want us in the same room together. They
Right.
they don't want us in the same room together, because boy, we'd be cutting the rug, wouldn't we?
Yes, and the freedom of choice too, really, that's so important as well. And it's just like, that's really important to do. And also, Lori Sue mentioning something with using the term empaths, people, and there's a lot of, I'll just share this too. There's a lot of empath scammers on Instagram. I bump into them every single time. And I know this because they have the same message, the same thing. And it's just like, it's like, hey, why are you just doing that? I just ignore them too. And it's just something you really got to really bring to light too. Really just have those really somewhat uncomfortable conversations to bring them to light and just find solutions to that too. And it's just like, when it comes to that as well, there's like a lot of scammers on, Instagram, with a lot of empath scammers too. And like, asking for a reading at a certain price. They have this like storyline kind of dialogue too. They sent you, it's like, what, it's just like, I know, like, thank you, but I'm good, so thank you. And it's just like, it comes back to just really honoring where you're at spiritually, just really connecting with your heart and also with your mind too, your entire being per se. And I just learned this from Gabby Fever Spirit, a year ago. Shout out to her. And it's just really important to do, and especially having these conversations, the most uncomfortable ones too. So yeah, thank you, Lori Sue and Beauty and Divine Light. Good to see you also, my friend. So yes, indeed. Shout out to you and to JR And let me see what Mandy says too when in the chat. She says, "I'm not all religious, but I am spiritual, and I love Jesus." Yeah, I feel the same way, Mandy, too. And
Yeah.
you mentioned that before too in the collaboration live streams, earlier too. So totally, totally, totally. So, you want to share anything, Trina, and just about what I said, or anything else? Because I'm just
No, because you actually piggybacked off me, and that's great, you know. And I love the fact that we can actually be on here and to do this and just get everybody's feedback. And because it's very, very, very important to me that, you know, we learn how to live together, we learn how to find that trust again within each other and understand that, hey, we're not perfect. So because we're not perfect,
Mhm.
let's not judge one another, but help one another out in the same sense. And so I love that, as Mandy says, she says, hey, she was like, I'm not, you know, all that religious stuff, but I love God. And that's what I was saying earlier.
Mhm.
Just because if you love God, you're good. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
there's some people that just says, well, I'm atheist. I believe that there's just a world out there. There's a being out there, but there's something that you believe. And I'm that type of person. If you're a religious person, if you're not a religious person, if you believe, if you don't believe, that's okay, because we're all still here together. It does not make me better than you. It does not make you better than me. It's just us working together and understanding one another. That's the most important, you know?
Keith says my pickup license plate, it says Geek Hill. Okay, got logos and everything, huh, Batman? All right.
You are like serious. Why don't you go ahead and
Yes.
open up a hillbilly store? Like, no joke. Like, you think I'm bullshitting? I'm not bullshitting you. I'm giving you a free ride right now. Open up a hillbilly store. I have not seen a
He's really
hillbilly
good with
store.
technology. I call him Batman because he's
Uh-huh.
Shredder's too in the live stream. He's a former detective and he knows to read body language and he loves technology. So when I hear those two things together, I think of Batman instantly. Bruce Wayne, the Dark Knight himself. So it's like, dang, this guy's the real Batman or something. I was like, oh shit. So
See?
that's cool. Yeah,
See?
detective mode and all that. So it's like really cool. Just listen. And he also does some beautiful things for Melinda. False Teeth Will Terrell gave her the new computers and all that stuff too, and that's really sweet of him to do that. So, shout out to you, Keith, for doing that.
Yes. And
Yes.
beauty, she walks in beauty. Yes. When you said yes, I feel it's up to an individual, their choice. I will definitely agree with you on that. I will definitely agree with you on that. But yeah,
Right.
y'all, and you know, y'all just make sure that, we forget sometimes who we are, as individuals. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all have heard me say that before. We forget who we are. And sometimes we have to go back and reevaluate ourselves. That doesn't mean that you becoming a worse person, but what it's saying is you becoming too comfortable within yourself. Don't be afraid to grow. What are you afraid of? No, there is no age. Don't get age out of your mind. Oh, I'm too old to go back to school. No, you're not. Oh, I'm too old to run that marathon. It sounds good. No, you're not. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
too dumb to even think about trying to go to state champion for that spelling bee. No, you're not. Who told
Right.
you that? Who told you that? If somebody told you that and you've made up that imaginary thing in your mind, then I think you better get rid of all that fear, because some people just live off fear. Anything that you want to conquer, anything that you want to do, it's always, oh, I can't do it. You think of the inedible when it comes to that. Oh, I can't do it because such and such. Oh, I can't do. Stop with the inedible and start
Mhm.
being true. Put all your fears to the side. That's the best way I can say it, because let me tell y'all, I've been on this journey and I've not had the best past year, and that's what's gotten me
His
here,
middle
and I'm
name is
loving it.
Wayne. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's like, oh, I'm
Ah,
good.
Wayne, okay.
Dang, I'm good because I was like Bruce Wayne. That I was like, okay, cool. So that's awesome. And Lori Sue, and I thank you for sharing this too. And it's just like for you and for everyone who just in this chat room also, if you want to disagree with what I'm saying, I'm totally cool with that because we all have our
Yeah.
own mind. And it's always good to speak our truth too, even having the most uncomfortable conversations to find solutions to the problems that we're dealing with too, especially in our relationships with ourselves and other people and in our environment, especially. So yeah, with your credibility, your work, and it's just like you're doing it for 30 years. It's like psychically and all that. And it's just like, you know, with my YouTube channel, it's just for me to just connect with people. And it's just like things I do outside of YouTube with my yoga practice and my essential oil stuff too, my business. It really just helps. And it's just YouTube's part of it. It's not like my whole identity, you know. So I really get what you're saying there too. And you didn't offend me too, Lori Sue. I don't get offended easily. So I'm tougher than you look. That's why they call me Herc. So it's like, you know, so thank you for sharing that.
But I'm glad that she put that out there, Lori.
Yeah,
Lori, I'm really glad. See, this is,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm giving you a hand applause, girl. I am. And the reason being is because I love the fact that just because you don't agree with the speaker or you don't agree with the person that's in your presence of what you see, that does not mean that you cannot speak your truth. Everybody should be able to speak their truth without being terrorized behind it,
exactly.
You know, or feeling like, oh, I better not say that, or because I'm just going to get threatened, or they're just going to convert everything I'm saying, or it's not going to make sense, or no. Thank you for sharing that, because not everybody, we're not all going to be on the same page. You know, it just, and people think like, oh, you know, if I say that, you better talk. You know, like I remember back in the day when my mom and my grandmother used to say, a closed mouth won't get fed.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Or
and that's why I think
either,
a lot,
you know?
yeah, and that's why a lot of things are happening right now, I believe, in our world, of so many things, because of a lot of us are not talking, you know what I mean? And just because you say something, and I think the people that don't feel like, individual people that feel like, oh, well, this is how I feel and nobody's going to change my mind, that's okay. Nobody is to change your mind. You stick to your guns. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to agree to disagree with people. I'm not going to always agree with everybody, and everybody's not going to disagree with me. But that doesn't make me say that I can't be your friend because you believe in this and I don't. You know what I mean? Like, you might be missing out on some of the best friendships because you're too worried about what somebody else is doing versus what you would do or what you wouldn't do. So we have to really look into that, guys. That's the problem.
And I appreciate your always, you know, coming by and just, you know, showing support, Lori. So, and all you guys too, who are new to my channel, who are popping in too, who just want to be real and just, you know, send me feedback, have questions, you know, share your truth. That's totally cool. As long as you're not hurting anyone too. And it's just like, really, it's important to speak our truth, especially on my channel. Be real. If you want to tell me stuff that I need to hear, if it's just constructive criticism, or you want to make a laugh or a joke too, when it comes to that as well, share it in the channel. And it's totally cool. And also, before we get to it too, I know Felicia, you asked for a card, and I've been shuffling my card for you too. And it just, you know, with the Supernatural Oracle deck, I'm going to share this real quick for you, Felicia. You know, if this really resonates with you. With the tarot cards, this is really all about waiting for clarity. So if you are into tarot cards, or if you've been curious about getting into tarot cards too, just, you know, to really find clarity and answers in your spiritual journey, is really good time for you to do that. If not, that's totally understandable also when it comes to this card too. And if I could be totally wrong about this, that's fine with me. I'm just really, this card just flew out for you when I was just, you know, pulling a card for Felicia. Really just connecting with the universe, not thinking anything, just really feeling it out. And this card just flew out, kind of like Gambit throwing a card in the X-Men cartoons. So like for you, Felicia, just really, you know, to tap into the tarot cards, if you have any too, just really wait for that clarity for your spiritual journey. And hopefully that was helpful too, my friend.
Or follow your intuition.
Yes. Yes, we all have intuition.
Following your intuition.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I prefer truth also, Lori Sue. I get that. That's what pretty much my channel is all about, like mostly about too. Just, you know, like when it comes to accountability, you know, spiritual. It's like, you know, spirituality, so on and so forth. It's just like, you know, like truthful, you know, this, you know, comes to honesty, raw honesty too, when it comes to anything. So I totally get that. So,
Lori, you definitely need to subscribe to my channel then. If you like truth, we go talk truth. We go talk truth on that show. And that's the one thing I love about my shows, because I do want people to come on there. I want you to be able to voice your opinion, because you're going to be on there and you're not going to be judged. You know, you might have somebody ask you a question about something, but you're not going to be judged, because let me tell you, you come on my channel and you're judging people, you will get wiped out. And I'm just keeping it real, because that's not what we're here for. Just because somebody disagrees disagree, and if you don't like the topic or you don't like what we're talking about, then I just tell them to close their computer or just click another button. Yeah, you don't have to stay with me. But
Right.
yes, Lori, I agree
Yeah,
with you.
exactly.
I don't like that sugar coating and all that.
Me
Just get to
either.
the
I don't
point,
like
be
to
real.
sugarcoat nothing. I'm just, people, because like I appreciate everyone's comments when they say I'm very sincere and sweet. That's just who I am. And I
Yeah.
just don't sugarcoat shit. And that's why I cuss a lot. So it's just, like with the Rebel cards too, Keith, and I'm gonna pull one for you actually, since you mentioned that. So I gotta live up to my title of the giver of the Rebel. So, if damn, what's her name? Stone Rebel. If she's watching this, shout out to her, and give me that title. It was her idea for us doing that, but hey, so we did. So it's just like Lori Sue. It's just all about truth and honesty, not sugarcoating shit when it comes to anything. With spirituality, relationships, wellness, having those uncomfortable conversations to find solutions. I'm all about that shit, and especially when it comes to things I'm passionate about with yoga, everything else too. So yeah, but I appreciate everyone's comments. Me being sincere. This is just who I am. I had some bad behaviors in the past too, and if I make mistakes now, I'll own up to them as a man. So that's how I've been raised by my pops and grandpa, and especially my mom too. You know, God bless her soul. So I miss you still, and you remind me of her too, Trina, in ways. So it's like really awesome. So I just want to mention that to you. It's like, oh, she reminds me of my mom. It's really cool. So it's just like if you guys met, you guys have been friends instantly. Like, because she's a sweetheart, but don't make her mad. She's like like you see like a mama, like a mom, if it's like a lion or just like with like she's protecting her cubs. That's the most scariest being on the universe. Don't mess with a mom. If it's human, if it's a lion, if it's a snake, forget about it. I mean, ooh, I seen a cougar, and it's just like there's like this bear in the forest, right? And there's these two little like cubs there too, cougar cubs, and just like the bear was just trying to like protect himself, like back up, and it's just like the mom came up, just like the flash, and it's just like oh, he's like, did it hit you? It was like, and she's about to, he was smacking the bear, and it was just the bear is backing up. I was like, oh shit, I don't want no pause, don't want no problems, So it's like,
Yeah.
and then like and this is the bear, like her kids are running around, so she left down, right? And I think you guys saw this. The comedian named Tony Baker made this sketch too, and it's really hilarious. And it's just like at the end too, like she was so pissed, like the bear was trying to threaten her cubs too. She climbed a tree where the bear is climbing up, and she climbed up like fast. I was like, holy shit!
Yes.
Do not mess with the mom. I'm telling you, especially
Yeah,
the
it
ones.
gets dangerous. Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
literally had to go through that one time. Like literally, I literally fought for my oldest daughter. Like, but you know what? That's when it's time for you to get around people, because I
Right.
did have to physically. I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, it's an experience of being a mother protecting your child. That I'm gonna tell you, it scared the shit out of me, y'all. Because what happened was, I'm gonna give y'all a little detail. What happened was, like, my ex, his mother, she was like she loved to be controlling or whatever. And so she wanted to have control over my child. It was not working, but she did something. You don't put I'm gonna tell you this. You don't put your hands on people's children. I don't care what you do. You don't put your hands on people's children if you don't have the permission to do so. Go get the parent, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I came across an incident like that, and let me tell y'all something. I was trying to be who I thought I was, and then I had to forget that. I had to forget who I was for a moment, and not because I wanted to go into that zone, but I ain't have no choice but to go into that zone. Like, I just blacked out and forgot all out. That lady was fixing to die. Like, literally, it took 3 grown people to get me up off that lady. 3 grown people. 1 person couldn't get me up. 2 people couldn't get me up. 3 people had to get me up. You know what I mean? And that's not something that I'm proud about. I'm not boasting about it. But I'm going to tell you, you're right. When it comes, y'all, I was so scared. Like, when I finally came to myself, like, I told my sister, I said, I wouldn't have never thought in a million years that I had that in me. So when I hear people talk about mama bear tigers and how they protect, oh yeah, you will protect. It's a natural instinct. It's just a natural instinct. Like I don't even think I had time to prepare. And it's still to this day, you know, it bothers me. But I have forgiven, you know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hold on to it, but you don't forget. And when
Yeah, I feel you,
you'll be
dude.
surprised when you have to go for your kids, you will go out of your
Mhm.
comfort zone. Because I
Yeah.
really went out of my comfort zone. That's when I knew I needed to get out of that environment. And that's what I
Yeah.
did, you know?
And Lori Sue, I totally understand that too. So it's all good. I understand what you're saying there too. And you know what, how you express yourself is totally beautiful too. So I got you. I get you what you're saying there too. Shout out to you, Lori Sue. So yes, I get you. And so thank you for that. You know, Shadestin let me know about that as well. And yeah, just don't mess. I'm telling you, the scary, like I say the scariest person, but you know, don't mess with the mama, whether it's a lion or a bear, a snake, or even a human, especially. I mean, a mom who loves her kids, do anything in the world for them too. And I seen this with my mom because she was very persuasive, you know, because she used to work for law enforcement too, being a record supervisor. And it's like, whoa, like I don't know if I shared a story with you, Trina, with I went to my cousin's wedding in 2012, and it was just, you know, it was crowded. It was just, you know, it was cold. It was December 1st, you know, how that goes before it was 2013. And it was just like, you know, we are trying to get into our room, right? So it
Mhm.
was like we are in San Diego too. We just drove all the way down there from Corona. And then like, you know, you're waiting for our rooms too. And it's just like, you know, it's like, you know, wondering where, you know, people will help us out. And my mom talked to the one of the people who was working there, and it's just like he said some things too with them, and it's just like when she came back to us, and the same guy who was trying to help people out, he was helping out my mom first. He was like, "Oh, Miss Harris, I'll make sure your things are ready too." And before that, he was just like angry, like, "Oh, whatever," you know. But when my mom said,
Yeah.
I was like, Mom, what did you do to make him so restless? I mean, I'm telling you, I never forget it because it made me feel every time I go with my mom, it's like even when we went to WonderCon for the first times too, and it's just like, you know, like she loves to go, she loves swap meets and she loves art. And, you know, I got her hooked to going to the anime expos like in 20, I think it was 2015 or
Ah.
2017. I took like she always wanted to go, and because she booked the rooms, and I just, you know, because I had the experience going with my friend Adrio in 2013, and I went 2015. So it's like, you know, I got some experience when it comes to those events, and it's like
Mhm.
she loved the atmosphere, the swap me like kind of vibe, people wearing the costumes, from the skimpiest thing to the most cutest thing with the kids, all ages. And oh, hold on for a second, just a second, guys. Wait.
Oh, Michelle, it's okay, Michelle. It's okay. She said she called me Trina earlier. It's okay.
Not too long.
But I am really great, you know, glad I mean, Jaden stepped away, so y'all know I'm a talkaholic sometimes. Well, maybe all the time, right? But yeah, so
Sorry about that, guys.
I'm
My
just
dad
glad
says
that you
hi.
all came out to collaborate with us tonight. It's been great. It's been
Yeah,
fabulous.
so sorry about that. Getting back to the story, my dad says hi to you guys. I was just mentioning to you guys too. He said hi to you, Trina, and everyone else too. And
Yeah.
it's just like getting back to the story of my mom, just, you know, with the Anime Expo too. And it's just like, and you know, WonderCon for the first time, we actually got to upgrade to our room to like a suite. And it's like we looked at each other because our original room was taken. No one didn't want to leave. I was like, the staff asked my mom and me, like, "Hey, do you want to upgrade your room? We won't charge you anything. It'll be the same price as we paid for originally." And we looked at each other like, "Hell yeah, let's do it!" So you got to upgrade to our room, and it was just the most unforgettable first experience. And we even cut through the line too because she was disabled, and even though she was moving
Uh-huh.
around better too from her surgeries and all that, and it was just the most fun time. I was with Black Panther, but I had a hoodie on too, so I didn't have the full costume. I just had the street like kind of Black Panther kind of costume because that was a popular movie back then with Chad Boseman. God rest his soul too. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little story for you guys too if you guys haven't heard it. So, anyways, how you
Wow.
feeling, Trina? For sharing all that.
No, I mean, that's amazing. And when you were saying, I'm laughing with you because when you say you had your mom going to like the anime shows, like my daughter, there's one that comes to Texas, and you may have heard of it, but it's called San Japan.
Sand. I heard of that. Yeah. Okay.
It's like another big anime, something like a kamikaze, but but
Okay.
yeah, so I grew up she grew up liking that, and I would have to take her. And I at first I was like, I don't even understand any of this. What is going on? These people are dressed up. Like, what is going on? Like, but it was so interesting. At the end of the day, it was so interesting. But when I got home, I felt like I worked for 8 hours, like on my feet, 8 hours, because it was so
Ooh.
many great things that were going on. And I was so like in awe that we were there for hours, like hours. And
Mhm.
I'm telling you, it's like having a job when you go out to those things. Your body
Yeah.
just hurts. But it
Yeah.
was so much fun.
Understand.
And, I learned so many things, so many things. It was worth it.
Yeah. It's just, my mom said the same thing. And it was like not a job, but it was like an experience too. And she's
Yeah.
used to it. She liked it. And like she didn't even know she couldn't handle it as much too. And I still have a picture of her. She met this actress who was playing a vampire queen and she was gorgeous. I was just
Ah,
walking around too. I should have stick with her because she always gets this good stuff. I was like, oh, you in like an actress. Okay. And
yeah.
it was just cool. And I met some people too. I went to some panels and booths with certain shows and watching movies that are coming out during that year. And hello to Michelle Shining Light Terrell. Good to see you. Shout out to you and to your sister also, Melinda False Teeth Terrell. Yeah, and just awesome stuff, Trina. And also Keith, Geek Hillbilly. I have a very unique message for you with your Rebel card. So also, and it says with your Rebel card, get the fuck outside, move your ass. Your body is pissed at you, my friend. So
Oh,
whatever you need to do to move your body, just really do that for yourself too. Wherever you need to stretch or do some working out too, just really doing that, even if it's gentle movement. So however you do it, Keith, with this Rebel card too, you need to get the hell up, get the fuck outside, move your ass, even if you have to dance. So
for
go do
real.
what feels right for you, bro. Especially if it comes to spirituality. Oh man, that's great. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. So, if you guys have any questions for Trina or for
Yeah.
me too, I mean, I wasn't planning on making this a long live stream, but I appreciate everyone being here too. So, I know it's expect so many people to come in, but I appreciate the love that we have for Trina and to me especially. If you guys want to check out Trina's channel, it's pinned in the chat right now. But for those who are watching this on the replay too, her link on their channel will be in the description below too. So, yes, if you guys want to subscribe to me, also feel free. And also,
Yes.
I mentioned this in before we started, Trina, with my milestone on my channel. I reached 4,000 views on my videos. So if I need 1,000 subscribers, I get monetized on my channel. So I just want to
Woo!
share it to you guys too.
Y'all
So
make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're sharing, because let me tell you, this guy is awesome. And I know you guys that are on here right now will definitely agree with me. He is absolutely awesome. Hey, Marsha.
Marsha, good to see you. Yes, you're teaming up with Trina, Marsha. Yes,
Yes.
your wish has been granted. So
Well,
yes,
I'm glad that you didn't click off too quick, Marsha.
right. It's all good. And Keith
Yeah.
says it's the overwork me dance. It's like, oh, you don't have to dance. I'm just giving examples. So if you want to do something very gentle, just like little stretches, you like get the hell up out, get the fuck outside, move your ass. Your body's pissed at you. Hey, do what feels right for you, Keith. So
Yes.
yeah, man.
Yes. Don't be shamed either. Let me tell y'all
Mhm.
something. I know, like, even like when it comes to our physical bodies, like, we be so shy, so shamed. And I remember back in the day, my mom said it's not so much of what you wear, it's how you carry yourself in it. And guys, that to me it's really true, because I've seen some girls and men wear stuff that I know that I wouldn't wear. But when I looked at them, I'd be like, damn, like that actually looks good. Like, I'm not a hater. I'm gonna tell you that it looks good.
Me either.
You know, I'm not
Sure.
I'm not a hater. It's like, ooh, that looks good. Because I feel like that would be something I wouldn't be able to get away with. knowing like if you looking at that other person, you're like, well, damn, like y'all know this has crossed y'all's mind, so don't take it wrong. This is real talk. Y'all know y'all had come across y'all's mind where it said, well, damn, if they can do it, then I can do it too. That's what I be thinking. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I be thinking. Like, damn, if she can wear that, I know I can get away with that. And then you go and buy it and you be like, I ain't buying, I'm not wearing this. Ain't no fucking way I'm gonna wear this. But it's
Like,
that
no,
self-confidence. You know what I mean? You have to have self-confidence. But you know
Right.
what? I'll wear just about anything now. Like short, long, you know, as long as it ain't hanging out, I'm good. Like, because I don't want
Right,
nothing
right.
hanging out. I'm getting too old for that. And that's just keeping it real. So I want to keep certain things to myself, you know, that's all still in good spots and good places. But I'm just saying,
Right.
you know, but yeah, I meant wear it. If you want to wear some shorts, put you on some shorts. But yeah, it's all about how you feel in it. If you wearing it with confidence, people will see that you wearing it with confidence.
Yep.
So
Whether
yeah.
you're straight or gay, black or white, man or woman. And it's just like, you know, it's like that's what the beautiful thing about a sex appeal is. It's not just saying you like wearing something skimpy. It's like how you feel comfortable about yourself
Mhm.
too. And it's just like, you know, wearing a nice suit, wearing a nice outfit that complements your body, but also makes you feel confident within yourself. That's the most awesome feeling ever, especially if you're a black man or a black woman too. Especially, you know, if
Yeah.
you're any ethnicity or size or shape too. Even if you're gay, transgender too. And it's just, you know, how you really feel comfortable about yourself and you really expressing that. Even when it comes to wearing clothes too, you want to coordinate. You want to look like, you know, if you're wearing like look like Batman, if you want to look like the Undertaker, or you want to look like Commander Shepard, or I'm just giving out silly examples. I'm expressing my age and nerd out here too. It's like, you know, just really feel comfortable within yourself. Even if it's like, you know, if it's like cosplay too, if you want to look like a fairy, or if you want to somewhat fairy, if you have like this sparkling shirts with the chakra slippers, with the tail shirts too, you know, all that. You got your, you know, wristbands, you know, Wonder Woman and all that shit. And then the
Yeah.
infinity chakra stones too. I got mine right here in my
You know
wrist.
what? Hey, Jay, my daughter just actually that bracelet that you have on.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's like mimics the one that she just got. Like she literally just got it.
Nice. These
That
are
is so
really good
crazy.
to
Can I
bounce
see
your
your
energy.
bracelet real quick?
Yeah,
Look,
yeah. It's like I got this as a pack. Yeah, it's very similar. That's right.
how funny is that?
Yep.
Yeah, that's here. Thank you. But yeah, so y'all just do y'all thing. Don't worry about what nobody else think, but don't be giving up on yourselves. Y'all, we think too low of ourselves. You know, just
Yeah,
because
exactly, exactly.
you know, just because you, you know, might feel a certain way, you might be just a little too hard on yourselves. We're real hard on ourselves.
Yeah, and it's just like when it comes to spirituality and sex appeal too, and not just like in a way like you're trying to appease anyone too, or trying to like dress skimpy. It's like really feeling comfortable within yourself. You're like, hey, I look good. You know, I want to shred it, kind of like Ric Flair. Woo! Like kind of like that too. So it's like, you know, really feel comfortable within your body, within yourself too. And it's really expressing that too in a ways as well. So if you want to look like a gypsy, or you want to look like a somewhat like a, you know, tarot reader, or just like, you know, if you want to wear something like this, like like a video game shirt with a chakra kind of wristband too, feel free. Really wear anything that feels comfortable for you, and especially expressing that too, especially for Pride Month and summer solstice and International Yoga Day, etc. So yeah, well said, Trina. I'm just, especially, you know, I just want to promote this message too, because I'm a black man, and also I love black women as just as much white women, Asian, etc. Beautiful woman's a beautiful woman. I just want to share that too for those who are new to my channel or watching this too, who have bigger platforms. And I'm just really expressing that. You'll hear nothing coming out of my mouth saying, you know, black women ain't this or that. If I do say that, I want someone to smack me like Xena did in back in the 90s. You know how you guys
I'll
watch
come
Xena?
through the screen, Jay. I'll come through the screen. But you know,
Yeah.
but you know what? I get what you're saying on that. You know, it's
Yeah.
like because I sure in the hell ain't got no room to talk about no races. My first daughter, my oldest one, we only got 2 kids. Like I got a house full of kids, but I only have 2 for people that don't know me. But my oldest daughter, you know, like I don't have a racist bone in my body. Her dad
Yeah.
is from Norway. He's Norwegian, and he's just probably is, you know, I mean, Caucasian as it's go get, you know what I mean? And then I have my second baby, you know, and her dad's from the Virgin Islands, you know.
That's
So, and I
beautiful.
have my, you know, one of, you know, I've been married twice and one of my husbands were black, you know. So it's like,
Right.
let me tell you.
Mm.
Let me tell
Hey,
you.
my
I ain't got
cousin-in-law
not
is
one,
black. I love
because
him to
people
death.
are people, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
People are people. Whatever race, religion that you are, you're still going to come across people that are going to be ugly. You're going to come across some that's going to be nice. You're going to come across some that's going to be respectful. You're going to come across some that's disrespectful. Whatever it is that we face, it's from everybody. It's not just one just one nationality. You know, it's
Right.
not, you know, you have people that are still hating on Jew people that are Jews and people.
I
I
know.
don't have nothing to do about anybody's bringing up. All I want to know is how you're treating me and how you're treating others while you're around me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm one of those people, like, if I can get disgusted real easy with somebody being disrespectful to somebody else,
Yeah,
you
me
know?
too. And I came to terms with that also. And it's just, yeah, Keith, exactly. We're all human. And it's just like, my cousin, I'm not gonna say her name, but she married her fiance in 2012. And he looks like Ben Affleck in a ways. I call him Batman. But now they have a kid, he has a daughter, I call him Iron Man because it's like he does his own thing and he lives in the Netherlands. And it's like beautiful. And I never had a problem with that. Even with my sister too, because she looks like, my dad's like a shader lighter than me, and I took a lot from my mom, but I have my dad's looks. And it's just like if my sister was dating a white man, I just unless he treats her right with respect,
Yes.
no problems from my end too. And the same goes with me too. My parents taught me to treat others how I want to be treated. And
Amen.
I didn't ever have with me a problem with me dating outside my race. And they always say like, oh, because I always talk about Asian girls. It was in the 90s and those kung fu movies I was really into. It's like, oh, you're gonna date a fine, beautiful Asian woman if she's from Japan or China. I was like, yo, I like them, but I like black too, and chocolate and vanilla. I like beautiful woman, a beautiful woman. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
take it
Yeah.
easy. But it's just me saying that. So
Yeah.
you exactly, beauty. All shades are beautiful.
All of
Yes,
it. All of it's beautiful,
chocolate,
girl.
vanilla, spice, mocha. I mean, from the vanilla to the chocolate to even if it's an alien too, I'll say that. Boom, galactic here. So
But you know
yeah,
what? This is no joke. I worked with this lady
yeah,
one time, and she told me, she says, I don't think that I'm racist. Now, this is what she told me. She says, I don't think that I'm racist because I like black people, and I said, okay. And
yeah.
she goes, but I wouldn't let my daughter or my son date outside of the race. And I told her, I said, well, there is nothing wrong with that. That does not make you who you are. I mean, I don't know if she was trying to tell me that to trigger me, because that kind of stuff don't trigger me. That kind of
Yeah.
stuff will let me have a good conversation with you and let you understand that people are people. And even though that's not what you would accept for your children, you don't know
Mhm.
what your children are going to like. You know what I mean? And so
Exactly.
some
Yeah.
of us hold back so many things
Mhm.
because it's like, oh, I'm going to stop talking to my son and daughter because they like this person, or they this and they that. Why are you going to put your kids on the back burner because of who they are? Okay. Nobody put you on the back burner for who you are and the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
why do you? I just didn't understand that, but it kind of made me feel like I kind of felt bad for her, because
Yeah, I feel you.
in a way I was like, if you don't accept your son or daughter dating outside their race, and something really comes to point and they grow up and they are attracted to somebody outside of their race, what are you going to do? What are you literally going to do? You're going
Right.
to literally just stop talking to them, or are you going to make them feel some type of way of like you can come over but your partner or your spouse or whatever cannot? Your kids will pretty much like, well, the hell with you. You know what I mean? The hell with you. So whatever my kids desire, whatever, like, I'm gonna tell you like this: if they like it, I love it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you condone into everything that your children do, but they're gonna be your children for the rest of your life. And I'm not gonna let nobody or nothing come in between me and my children, especially when it comes
Right.
to the society.
Yeah.
No. I just
Exactly.
I'll just have to lose. Just have to lose. But my kids, I won't. If you want to come home with a woman, you want to come home with a man, you want to come home with a cat, you want to come home with a dog. The only thing I ask is that you respect me in my presence. That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Facts.
Yes, she walks in beauty. I love that. She says, you can miss out on a wonderful person by closing out your options. That's true. That is so true.
Yeah.
People don't believe that. But I'm glad that you brought that point up, because when you look at it and you say, and then this is another thing when you think about it, it's like saving your life. You're not going to save somebody because they look different than you. They talk different than you. You know, to me, it's just kind of like, why would you do that? Like, why wouldn't you help somebody just because they look a little different than you or they speak different than you? But I love what you said there. And people do miss out on great things because they want to be foolish. You know what I mean?
Assuming the worst, okay, just how they look. Yeah. It's just, heartbreaking that we still have to deal with those issues. And Lori Sue, you kind of bring up something there too. And it's just like nowadays too, it sucks that we're still dealing with that kind of racism too. And it's just unfortunate. And just like the things that we're doing too, especially on my channel and your channel, Trina, and, anyone else's too, who has a channel like Mandy and, also, Beauty too. And it's just like, Divine Light also, shout out to you also, because she's a beautiful Black woman also, and beautiful woman in general. It's just important to really just, shift that around, because, we're human, Black, white, blue. And it's just like, if you have a good heart, you have a good heart. But if you're trying to start shit, if you're trying to, stir the pot, it's like, we're not going to take that shit. You're going to get, like Ron said, me and you in this live stream, you're going to get some smackdowns, not just physically, but it's like, yo, tolerate that shit, so yeah. Like it sucks that we're still dealing with that racism stuff too, Lori Sue. Yeah. But thank you for sharing that too. I know that wasn't probably the easiest thing to do, but I appreciate your bravery, Lori Sue. I really do.
Shelby has a good point too, where she says interracial relationships have been happening since the beginning of our creation, except it was key. And that is so true, Shelby, because like, how do y'all think, these interracial kids, were created back then and there, especially like in the slavery time, you had the master sleeping with the slaves. You know what I mean? And people don't want to believe that. People want to say like, oh, what in hell? How was it? False insemination? I don't know. Yeah. But the thing about it is, you're right about that. You know what I mean? Like interracial, regardless if it was the white man with the Black woman, or the white woman with the Black man, or rather it was the Asian with the Puerto Rican, or rather it was the Puerto Rican with the Black, or rather it was the Russian with the Jews, or the Russians with the Blacks, or whatever it is, they were all still sleeping together, and we still all sleeping together.
Yo, we still sleeping together.
Shit. You got people even fighting. Okay, you got people even fighting. You remember back in I think it was back in the late 90s, where like people were like getting all like worked up because especially Black women, they were getting these white women taking our men, and the Black men saying, because y'all live. And I'm like, is that real serious about this right now? Like, I could not grasp that. I was like, this is so crazy. Like, oh, I want to be with, and then I heard it so to the point to where it was, oh, he only want to be with her because she got some money. Well, damn, you trying to say Black women don't have money, so he don't want to be with his own kind because we ain't got no money. What kind of bullshit is that? I'm just keeping it real. Keeping it real, man. And then you got those the men out there, the Black men talking about, well, I don't want to talk to no Black girls. I don't want no Black females because they too loud. Well, you sure wouldn't want me. I would be one of the last ones on your list. But hello,
Trina, I just want to add to what you're saying, because it's like nowadays too, and I've seen this too when it comes to talking to white girls my age and older. It's like they're beautiful to talk to, they're fun to be around with, and I just seen most white women built like Black women too. And I was like, even my dad and my uncle were talking about this not too long ago. And it's like, because I was in an interracial relationship in 2020, which is weird, but I have nothing against her. It was just like, you know what? I just want to, whatever issues that you're dealing with, you have to deal with, and just don't trying to mess with my head too. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's like if like, if I was in the next relationship with a Black woman, if we compatible, that's totally cool. I'm totally open to that. And it's if she's Asian, if she's, she's, Puerto Rican too. I have a thing for, Latin women too. So it's just like beauty is beauty too. And it's just like, wherever you're attracted to, it's like, I can't help it. I just like to express it. And it's just like when you mentioned it with Black women, you're talking about white women stealing their men. It's like, hey, they didn't steal me. I'm still down for chocolate. Chocolate's good for the soul.
Yes.
So I always say that. So it's like, you never hear that.
It's about what sparks your attention. What is it that about that individual that drives you to them? You know what I mean?
Right,
and it could be anybody that has that. But let me tell y'all real quick. I actually got to experience some craziness when I was married, my first husband, because he was white. My first husband was white. And it was so funny because we used to have to take his grandmother to Albertsons. It's a grocery store. I don't know if anybody knows about Albertsons, but anyway,
too in my neighborhood.
Yeah, so we would take her to Albertsons, like when she get ready to go grocery shopping. So one day we get up in there and she was at the little customer service thing because she wanted to buy some stamps. And so, oh my goodness, they were Caucasian, an old Caucasian couple. They had to be about in their 70s. And they were just staring. And so I turned to him and I said, can you believe, I said, these people are like staring at us, like hard staring. And so he was like, where, who? And I'm thinking, don't cause no scene up in here. Cause it is not that serious, just kiss them or something and make them real mad. But do you know, he turned around and he did see them like just constantly staring at us and they were murking and saying stuff and so he goes, I'm sorry, is there a problem? So when he did that, them little old people, they just kind of sat back and like, no problem. He goes, oh, okay, because I was thinking that y'all had a problem with me and my wife, and it was just funny. And people would tell me like, is your husband racist? How the hell are you gonna ask me if my husband is racist when he's sleeping in the same bed as me? You know what I mean? And then some people, and I even got it to this point, y'all. It had gotten to a point at one time that I even had people telling me, just because he's with you does not mean that he's not racist. I'm like, are you serious? Like, oh, y'all have no idea. I'm
getting my Ice Cube face like, what?
People are so foolish. You know what I mean? Like people are so foolish, but it's okay. I love the fact that Geek was like, well, I'm a hillbilly, Trina. It's okay. You might be one of the best fucking hillbillies out there. Keep being a hillbilly. Shit, keep being a hillbilly. And you know what? And keep promoting that you're a hillbilly. Because you know what? A lot of people be afraid to say who they are, where they come from. But what? Why are you afraid? Why are you ashamed? Because me being a Black female, everybody knows that my ancestors, I don't even like to say they were slaves. You know what I mean? I just like to say that they were, my ancestors. But the thing about it was they were used to clean. They were used for so many things. But let me tell y'all, I kind of think about it sometimes and I'm like, damn, I'm glad they did learn all that shit, because if they didn't learn all that stuff, how would some of us survive out here in this hard world? And I'm talking about not just like I'm talking about skills. I'm talking about actual skills, like certain ways of cooking, certain things at home remedies that and a lot of our ancestors started using the same things. People use aloe vera, people use sage, people use this, people use that. And you cannot sit there and tell me only Hispanic people use sage, or only Black people use sage, or only Korean people use sage. Just about everybody that I've come across has some use of sage or know what it is. So it's just little things like that, It's just little things like that. But I love people for who they are. You know what I mean? If you're going to be around me and you treat me nice, I'm going to treat you nice. If you're not going to treat me nice, guess what? You're not going to lower my standards and have me acting a damn fool. I'm fixing to get my shit and I'm fixing to get the fuck up out of here. Because you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I be. I don't have time for foolishness, because I like to keep it real. I don't know nothing but to be real. I don't know. That's why when people are like, well, who is it? I have been in corporate world. Let me tell y'all another thing about my channel. Like I was telling y'all from the beginning, I have been in corporate world for a very long time. However, let me tell y'all this though. Everything ain't for everybody. Okay? Everything is not for everybody. And believe me, these people in this corporate world, they want their money. Okay? They want to stand strong, they want a good business, but they want their money. You know, but I would rather sit back and be with people that are more focused on what their objective is, right? What is your objective? Find what the objective is. And once you find that out, that's what it should be about. You know what I mean? Some people don't even want to look at the objective. They looking at something totally different. They looking at the reasons and the outcomes and all that. But anyways, on my channel, I like it, Jay, because it's all about you just coming out there, being who you are, understanding different parts of life, different ways of life, different boundaries. We don't even hold ourselves accountable. Some people just hate to hold themselves accountable. And once you find yourself, but you know what, Jay? Let me ask you this.
Yes, ask me.
When you first started asking yourself on certain situations, what do I do? Did you feel like you had to come up with an answer that was satisfying for you, or you had to come up with an answer that was satisfying for the people around you?
You know, just to answer that question, like all I can say is I have to really say something that's really honest. I didn't want to sugarcoat shit. I was trying to, you know, explain it the best way I can, just to really be honest and just really, if I make mistakes, I'll just learn from them, just be accountable for my actions. And just like also there's a YouTuber named Danica Dope Discussions. Shout out to her, because she really mentioned something about people being accountability, and she keeps it raw and real. She doesn't not play around too. She's kind of like you, Trina. Doesn't beat around the bush. And she's just younger too than your back woman. She's like my age, but shout out to her. And she says the same thing on her channel, because I listen to her every day on a weekly basis. It's about people being accountable, especially in the Black communities too. And it's just like, you know, listen to your question, Trina, and it's just like, you know, even just like, because before when I was younger, and it's just probably like, you know, if I made a mistake or if I need to answer, if like I got in trouble with my parents, it's just like, you know, explaining the best way I can, just not to sugarcoat anything, but just to really, you know, give them my best answer. Because before that, you know, being, you know, like having Asperger's syndrome too, just being diagnosed at 4 years old, it's like hard to get your point across. But in my heart too, I wanted to be really honest with my parents, but I didn't know how to explain it. But now, if like right now too, if I got in trouble, or if like my dad wants to know the details, I'll just explain up and be straight up and say it to my dad, even if it's like it'll make him mad or if it make him upset too. But in a way, it's like he knows the truth, and it's just like, you know, I want to be honest with my pops too, and it's just like, you know, and right now too, I'm a good son too, since I don't get much in trouble. I just do my own thing. I drive carefully. I, you know, fill up my gas tank if my daddy wants to use my car, so on and so forth. But I'm just saying, if I ever do come to those, you know, situations, I'll be straight up honest. I'll do the same with my mom too. She was still here, so.
Yes.
Would I answer your question?
I mean, that's how I am. I, you know, back in the day, you know, I mean, I'm holding accountability now, but I mean, I had to learn how to do that. You know what I mean? Like I've always shut down. Like, I feel like if I had to do something and it comes to accountability, it's like I shut down, right? Or you kind of run from the problem. No, like I had to stop doing that, because if you do that, people will see that and they will start treating you like shit. Like, seriously, like they will treat you like shit. So I feel like, just as anybody, be accountable, you know, hold for your own accountability, because I'd rather be held for my own accountability and say I did it and let somebody know why I did it, versus somebody trying to go out there and tell my story for me. I don't need nobody to tell my story for me. Let me tell my story so I can be held accountable the way I need to be held accountable. Because if somebody else is out there talking for you because you don't want to put yourself accountability, you don't know what kind of position you're putting yourself in.
Oh, that could get ugly real quick too, you know, so Exactly. And beauty, that's a really good question. If you're open to answering this, Trina, what zodiac signs are you, Jay, and Trina? And I can share this too because I'm really deep into astrology deeply. And just like, my rising sign is a Leo. So I'm in that Leo placement too. The Leos are very charismatic too. That's just my personality. You hear me talking, I go on and on and on about certain things when it comes to, from gaming to yoga. That's like, my personality. I like to be in a camera. That's like, you see my entertaining side too. It's like, even now. And it's just like, my sun sign is in Aries, so it's kind of like I like to take action. Just you want to do something, let's do it. With the Ram, it's just like I'm not aggressive, but I'm aggressive in a way that's just very productive. But my moon sign is a very Pisces, so it's like the steamy kind of mist, and Pisces are very intuitive people too. It's like you really into our heart space, and we have our heads in the clouds too, thinking about unicorns and superheroes and all kind of stuff too. So that's my astrology chart. I think I shared this too in many channels as well, like on Debbie's and Denise's too, and so much more. So hopefully to answer your question, Beauty. If you want to share, Trina, feel free.
Well, to be honest, she walks in beauty. I'm gonna be real basic because I'm basic. I don't have all the skills that Jay has, like his sun sign, and I'm a Virgo. That's all I know.
Ooh, perfectionist. Yeah.
I'm a Virgo, and you know what? Like I am a true Virgo. I'm an extrovert Virgo. I'm not an introvert Virgo. I'm an extrovert Virgo. And so, yeah, like I will investigate. I love research. But yeah, I'm that true Virgo. I am that true Virgo.
Perfectionist. And that's like what Michael Jackson was, kind of a Virgo, kind of like, placements too. And it's just like, since like when I was younger, my family thought I was very introverted, and even my people on my YouTube channel think I'm very extroverted. And when it comes to me, I'm in the very middle. I'm in that balanced state. Like I could go from one thing, like if I want to be left alone, I'll be in my room for like days on end, just really doing some important stuff. But when it comes to socializing and just getting some experience about it, I can, go to like say like a dance event or kind of like, or event too, like WonderCon or Anime Expo, and I can be totally fine. I just really, asking the universe, what, protect myself, that too, from the bullshit, and let's just have a fun time. So yeah. I'm in the middle when it comes to introvert and extrovert. So
I can be both, but I'm more of an extrovert. Like I use that introvert time when I just I say when I'm at home, but I'm always at home now, right? But when I'm here at the house and I'm not doing shows or anything that I have to interact with people, that I become that introvert only because I have to get my thoughts together. I got to read, I got to see this, I got to do that. But it's funny because I don't know. I mean, I love people and I'm an extrovert, but I don't know shit about the news. Don't ask me about the news. I don't watch the news. And I think a lot of y'all that have been on my show knows that. It's too sad, Jay. The news is too sad. I want to put something good on the news. Talk about how all these kids are graduating this May and June. Talk about how we could start supporting them, getting ready to go back to school. Let's talk
how we can clean our oceans and all that too, and drinking water and for our showers and all that too, especially like in Flint County and all that, and growing trees and just making the environment healthy. I like to see news about that, and it's just like hearing about politics too. It can be so heavy with the January 6th hearings too, whatever going on in the news too. That could be so heavy in our soul. We just gotta turn off our 4K TVs. Just like click, just like nope, none of that shit.
I don't know nothing about no politics.
Yeah, I hear you. And
I know people love that, and I don't diss nobody that know it. I'm glad that there are people out there that I know that know it the way they know it, because if I do need to know something, I can go to them. But however, I'm not I don't invite myself to things like that. It's good to know. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's really good information to know. It's just, look, bad enough we're here in society and we still have to face certain things. The last thing I want to do is be all up in the mix of how much they go make my taxes, because guess what? Whoever is up there, whatever they want, that's what they go get. So to me, whatever's going on, it's go on. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
All I can do is, that's when God takes place for me. That's when I say, Lord, this is your will. This is your vicinity. This is your environment. So you get me ready for how you want me to prepare for these people, because I can't do nothing about that. But I love the fact that there are people that are out there that are interested in those things, because don't get me wrong, they are very important. We need to know our taxes. We need to know what the United States is doing with our money. We need to know what, diseases are going around in the world. We need to know all this stuff. That's all.
Current events is going on too. And I know a lot of readers you guys subscribe to, like Debbie, Favorite Spirit, Sonia Mang Lee, Lisa Smith, Sharon Lee, a lot of other people too. Sheila, shout out to all the people who make those dresses about those important things when it comes to current events. And Sheila also, and Footprint Tarot too. If I miss anyone too, feel free to let me know. And Shelby, just sharing about your children being Aspies, high functioning. That's I was legal with that at 4 years old. From going from IEP meeting to IEP meeting, just really tested out my mind too. And it's probably why I wonder why I'm so unique and weird or something. So
what is Aspies? Can somebody?
It's like a higher functioning form of autism. So it's kind of like it's been I think it's from my family, from my mom's side. My uncle had it too on my mom's side, but he passed away before I was even born. Like when I was little, like a baby. So it was just really interesting. I never got to meet him, but yeah, I looked pictures of him and he looks just like my grandpa and me. So it's like very scary. It's just like, wow, it's probably like a genetic thing. It could be with anything. It's just like, I'm not sure what comes to my dad's side, but I know from my mom's side, she shared some stuff with me about that too. And it kind of makes sense because my uncle, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was kind of like similar to my personality a lot. And he always called me my uncle's name sometimes. Like, what? Like, my name is Jay. I love my uncle, and I'll meet him eventually in spirit too someday. So yeah. But thank you for sharing.
Because the reason I asked is because I've heard of it, but I don't know of it. Like, I've heard of the name, but I've never heard of it. And see, these things to me are very important. Those things to me are very important because I like the way that. Let me tell you something real quick, and I'm gonna shut up.
Oh, you don't have to shut up.
When it comes to me, I look at those type of things as being very important because those, people say, oh, I got autism, or I am dyslexic, or I'm this and I'm that. And when you tell people that, people want to make quick judgment. People want to, they want to go in with judgment so quick. Oh, that person's stupid. Oh, that person's retarded. Oh, there go that judgment. But not realizing that these are things that we need to focus on and look into. And that's where our money should be going to, is all these researchers to figure out these things on more of how the brain works. Because Jay, next time we get together, it will definitely be talking about, just for you guys to know this, Jay and I will be having, I'm letting him know too, we will be having another show together because I want to get on to the mental health.
Looking forward to it.
That the mental health is not being as it should be. And I'm talking about way before the pandemic. Before the pandemic happened, people didn't even really care to even talk about, mental health. And now that the pandemic has happened, people talk about it, it's out there, but it's still not being looked into the way it needs to be looking into. And if there's anybody out there that does have any mental health issues or facing that, or know somebody that's facing that, y'all hang in there. Be supportive of those individual people because they need that support. You know what I mean? Even if you got to call them once a day and say, God bless, or are you hopeful today? Or can I, let me say a prayer for you, or tell them a funny story, or do something, go get them, let them walk outside, because mental health is nothing to play with. That's why some people are going around this world doing some of the most dangerous things. And then we trying to figure out, well, why they do that? Well, you know what? If we would have examined that person before they got to that point, and we tried to help them out and figure on their mental status, where were they before that? We're missing all the little signs. We want to make a big thing about what they did, but let's make a big thing about how they got there mentally. You know what I mean? What was that cause of them to get there? You think people just going out there to shoot up because they saying, "Oh, I just want to shoot up people"? No, there is a cause behind that, and we really need to. We'll talk about that show. We'll talk about all that on another show because I can go on and on and on and on about that.
Yeah, great. That's important. And it's just like, from the shootings that happened, in New York and Texas and California that happened too. It's just really important to really mention that also. And my friends who are into mental health, who are psychiatrists too, and who are very spiritual as well. If they're watching this too, I'm talking about them too. Shout out to them too. And it's just like important to really address this too. And it's really important to just put it out there on, especially like platforms on YouTube, to really just, talk about it as well. And just like, if you need someone to talk to, and it's just like, that's really important, especially like platforms like this, to speak your truth, to really express your feelings and to feel comfortable, like you're in a part of a community too. And it's just really important to do also. And because like, like a beautiful friend of mine said too, the next Buddha is going to be, not just a person, but it's going to be community. So it's like, just really mention that as well. Just really have that reminder too. And hello to Linda Sandoval. Good to see you.
Hey,
What's up, my friend? Linda, yes, good to see you, my
how
friend.
are you, Linda?
Linda, yes, shout out
And
to
I
you.
know that I know that this is not my show tonight, but let me tell y'all,
It's
on
your
Jay's
show,
show
actually.
tonight. But he already know. I want everybody right now, if you're on here, because you got to do it. If you're sitting there and you're like this, and you're like, what, take this time and tell yourself something great. Tell yourself something great. Give yourself an affirmation and own it,
Oh, I got
because it's
I'll pull an
yours
affirmation
to
card for you
what?
guys.
It's yours to keep. So say the affirmation, mean it, because it's yours to keep. And I'm not talking about yours to keep just for today. Whatever affirmation you tell yourself, you need to grow on that every single day. And the more you add, the more you work on every single day. Okay. It's not something you go say for the moment to make you feel good. It's something that you need to know. Okay. Know it, own it, embrace it. Okay. And I love the fact that where it was, I think She Walks in Beauty. Let me go back up here. Sorry, y'all.
What she say? I gotta put it on the screen.
Shield says, Walking Beauty says people wait till it's too late or shame people for speaking on it. And that is so true.
That is true.
It be past the time. Now y'all just barely want to know. And then by the time they get ready to know, they don't even have an answer. They don't even know where to start, because it's just it could be so many possibilities. You know what I mean? And then I like down here where Shield says, she goes, too many labels. Girl, you ain't never lied.
Reach, Mandy.
Oh my
goodness. And
Mandy
keeps it real too. She's a sweetheart and a beautiful singing voice. Shout out to you, Mandy. Yes.
Too many labels. I mean, I think if we come up with any more labels, we really gonna have to make a new dictionary. Has anybody, when was the last time they made the newest dictionary? See, I need help on this question, because I don't use the dictionary. I mean, I might go look up words, on Google and something, but I'm going to talk about an actual dictionary. How often do they update dictionaries?
That's a good question. I know they have the Urban Dictionary, but I know that's like actually like a dictionary, but that's a good question.
I'm gonna have to look that up one day, and maybe next time I'm with you, Jay, we can answer that. But yeah, and if somebody already knows, if y'all know, hey, answer it. But I'm telling you, it's too many labels. It's people waiting to the last minute, But yes, there you go. Oh,
there you go.
You're making me happy.
Yes. And Thelma, good to see you. I'm going to say hi to you too. Yes, anything is possible in my life, and I'm qualified.
Yeah.
And this really comes to the affirmation card is to trust. Take one step today towards trusting yourself. Always do that, especially if you're a man, you're a woman, straight or gay. Just to always trust yourself, trusting how you're feeling. With your entire being too. Just to really go with your affirmation. Also, it's like at least saying that for yourself too. I'm going to learn how to trust and to really trust what I'm feeling, trusting my thoughts and my mind, and however you bring that trust to your heart, to your body, just really take this message to heart, especially for summer solstice and International Yoga Day too, and with this live stream also, because I'm getting hungry too and sweaty, but it's just something I want to add to you guys' affirmations too. So beautiful, Mandy and Thelma, to all you guys in the chat room too. This live streams have been my favorite too. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to doing this again with you, Trina, too. And it's just
Yes.
that's so much fun. And it's just, yes, exactly, Beauty. The you sticks out the world trusts you. Yep. Trust you. Mm-hmm. Facts.
Yes. That is so true.
Yep. So if you guys want to subscribe to Trina too, her link to her channel will be pinned in the chat room right now too, for those who are still live and watching this live stream. But for those who are watching this live stream on the replay, her channel will be linked in the description below too. And since I'm just gonna check on Ricky too, I'm gonna probably wrap this live stream up. But Trina, I'm looking forward to collab with you on your channel this time too. So talking about anything that you want to talk about, and I'm totally with you 100% too. Infinite, all kind of stuff too. And much love to all you guys who show support, give likes too on this channel, subscribe to my channel, but also to Trina's channel too. So I want to help her channel grow too as much as this one as well. So yes, indeed. Any love you can send to Trina too on her YouTube channel, feel free, guys. Especially if you guys are watching the replay of this live stream. So we gotta really stick together too. So
Yes. And Jay, I want to say thank you so much for having me. I have really, really, really enjoyed you. I always say I'm coming, but I'm glad that we actually got a chance today to sit and talk. And oh my goodness, you guys in the chat, everybody that came,
you guys are lining it.
Oh my God, y'all guys are fucking amazing. I love the interaction, you guys. And if y'all know me, y'all would know I love interaction. This is fabulous. And I want to see this grow just more and more and more. But I know you have to go, Jay. But I want to thank all you guys in the chat, the people that came in, the people that came out, the guy, if y'all watching this on replay. Y'all are amazing, and don't stop. Continue on your journey and push hard, and don't let nobody tell you nothing different. If you can see it, you can do it. Okay?
Yep. Preach.
Yes,
indeed. And if anyone wants to collab with me in the future too, who wants to, be on my channel, who wants to have conversations about relationships, could be from even just like stuff like, the grown folks talks like sexuality and gaming and all that stuff too. Here's my email. If you want to send me feedback also, herc213@gmail.com. I answer my emails every single morning too, and night before I go to sleep, before I try to turn everything off. I'm a gamer too sometimes. That's my guilty thing. But anyways, it's if you guys want to send me feedback or you want to collab with me in the future too, for those who have a YouTube channel, here's my email, herc213@gmail.com. If you guys want to connect with me on social media, my link tree is linked in the description below too, because I would pin it in the chat, but I want to promote my friend Trina's channel too. So this is her live stream. She spoke her truth. She said it beautifully, and it's just awesome. She's the rock star here, and so am I too. But she's
thank you, Jay.
You're welcome.
Was a pleasure. It really was a pleasure. I just want people to be true to themselves and not feel like they have to hide who they are. Because hiding who you are is not going to make a difference for what the environment we are in. Okay.
Right.
Speak, regardless if they say something about it, regardless if they don't say anything about it, speak your truth, because that's what matters the most. And be you, be real to yourself. And so we'll get on to that topic another time. But
yes, and Mandy, get some sleep too. I don't want to wake you up because I know you got stuff with your beautiful singing voice. I know you doing stuff with K Travel and so much more. I don't want to put your business out there, but that's what you shared on my live streams earlier this week too. So yes, if you need to sleep, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. Sleep is very important too.
Yes, Mandy, get some rest, girl. But I'm glad the spirit did wake you up to get in here, because it's always a pleasure to see you. So welcome. Thank you.
Yes, much love to you, Linda, to all you guys too. Chat room, Thelma and Divine Light and Beauty especially, and Lori Sue for dropping that beautiful, powerful knowledge too. And Keith and Ron and whoever who just popped in who when they can too. Much love to all you guys, and especially for those who are watching the replay too, this live stream. I'm looking forward to watching this again too, watching the replay of this live stream also, and maybe continue to practice self-care that could benefit us, our loved ones, in our environment when it comes to spirituality, our relationships, saying affirmations like Trina says too. Because I say affirmation every time I go in their live streams, like, okay, what's my affirmation for today? There you go. Just nail it. And just like, even if I have to pull a card too. So yes. Yeah, Ron was in here earlier too. So shout out to my big brother too. I'm looking forward to collab with him too. Having some fun live streams. It was like with Alvana in Intuitive, it was really fun connecting with her for the first time and meeting new people as well on Ron's channel. So yes,
we'll be back on, Mandy. We'll be back on.
We'll be back on. I gotta take care of my furry brothers. So.
Yeah, and Mandy, before he goes and take care of his baby, we all three of us need to, because I want to get with Mandy too. I just love you.
Yeah, Mandy's amazing. She keeps it real. She shares the messages what she pulls from her cards intuitively, and she shares from the book too, just to give people an understanding and a story. And she has a beautiful singing voice. I heard her sing many times, and it's awesome, off the chain. So yeah. So yes, I understand, Mandy, but you had to sleep too, and I got to take care of Ricky. And it's Tuesday. I wish it was Saturday, and I'll be all night. But you got to do what we got to do. So yes, indeed.
All right. Well, hey, Divine. Next time I'm gonna make sure he reads a little bit more. We'll do a little talk, little read, little talk, little read.
Yeah. It's always going to do something a little different too. So it's like changing it up. And it's just like with my live streams, if people don't want to read cards, they want to just speak intuitively, that is totally fine with me too. And it's just like, I know people who are just going through different paths. They don't want to read cards. They want to just share intuitively. That's beautiful. I'm totally down for that. So yes, thank you, JR. I appreciate that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow on my live stream. I'm with Wellness Wednesday Solutions, 1 p.m. Pacific time with Mandy. Whoever pops on my live streams, you never know. That's the cool thing about it, because you never know who's going to pop on. It could be Debbie, it could be Linda G. Who knows? So yeah, it could be Trina again. Who knows? So hey, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And so, oh, she's blushing. You don't turn like a strawberry, are you, Mandy? I know you got the pink hair.
Yes, she is.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Yes, indeed. Likewise. And also check out Divine Light. She has an awesome channel too. She goes on, during like lunchtime, and she does some awesome readings too. So yes, indeed. So yeah, shout out to everybody. So we're gonna head out. So let you guys go get some rest and all that too. So happy Juneteenth, summer solstice. Happy International Yoga Day. Happy Pride Month too for all you guys who are watching this, who are transgender, gay, black or white, straight or gay too. Much love to all you guys too. And yes, bye guys. Much love.
Bye.
Bye.